Hello and welcome, Vivacious Virgos. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do your October tarot reading. Thanks for joining me. Now, if you're new, I'll just briefly explain what I do. I do it a little bit differently. I like to have a clairvoyant vision before I turn the card over because I feel like I get a much deeper clarification and meaning for you of what the energies actually are. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and see what the cards have to say for you. And you'll notice here there's 5 spaces, and that's because I like to do a 5-card spread. If I did any more than 5 cards, we'd be here all day because I get a lot of information. And typically each space represents a week, and this is the last 3 days of the month here for October. If you find it easier, you can think about focusing on just one number now. Pick a number, any number, if you want to do it that way, and that can be your theme for the month. Okay, but let's start, and we're doing card number 1. Card number 1 for October 2020. Going with that card there, closing my eyes now. What do I see for Vivacious Virgos? Okay, I'm in somebody's kitchen and I can see 2 taps going. The water's coming out and the focus seems to be on cleaning the kitchen. Of course, this is nothing new to you Virgos because you like to have everything in order and nice and tidy and clean. If you're not living in a clean environment, there's something amiss because that's probably your natural inclination depending on all the other influences in your life. If you're not living in that situation, you might be feeling very much down in life, okay? You might be feeling very flat, very unmotivated, don't want to do anything, okay? First step is to clean up your immediate environment because that's really important for a Virgo. Okay, card number 1. Card number 1, the Tower card. Okay, so this suggests that a concept or a belief system that you had in your mind is coming to an end. It could seem unpredictable, but we do have this eye in the sky here. It's like your third eye was trying to tell you something. Your intuition was trying to tell you that this tower that's been built, this structure, has not been built on maybe, solid ground. Maybe it's on shifting sands. And so if you build something on shifting sands, of course it's going to fall down. So it could be something quite important in your life, like a relationship or perhaps a job loss. The king's crown has toppled, okay? And so something that you've ruled over before that you thought was solid, or, you were set up to operate in a certain environment, a certain job, a certain relationship, and it's just not worked out, okay? It can be very sad. See the lightning bolt here? It can be almost unpredictable like lightning. Okay, but when something comes to an end, it's often so that something better can come along. And I'm just feeling with this too, you might get some news that you didn't anticipate, and this is like shocking news or something that comes out of the blue like a lightning bolt, okay? If you're clued in psychically, you can say, oh, I thought that might happen. Okay, that's the beginning of the month. Now, the times, when I give you times in spirit, there's no such thing as time, and so these are just indications. But let's say second week of the month for Vivacious Virgos. Going with that card there, closing my eyes now. What do I see? I'm at the bottom of a tall castle, and there's a moat around the castle, and it's like I want to get in, but I can't. Okay, maybe there's a structure that you're trying to get into. This could be a new job. Because it's a castle, it's pretty high, the walls, and it's very solid. So this could be a very solid company that you want to try and get in to. Now there is a door here and you've got to wait for the door to open. So this is like an opportunity to get into something, but there's a delay be patient, sit at the door and wait. Okay, if you go away and do something else, you might miss out. I'd be waiting by that door. It could also, yes, it could be a relationship, like you might be looking for a solid commitment into something, but it just takes time. Okay, the card that comes up is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a great card for starting new beginnings in your finances. Okay, so the castle could also represent your money. Maybe you want to be more secure financially. This gives you a helping hand. Look, Spirit is handing you the energy to start something new financially. You'll see all these trees down the bottom like a bower, and they're all green. And so green represents growth and expansion. You'll see all these clouds in the sky. It's like cloudy, foggy, confusion, chaos about money. And yet here on the other side of the bower is blue sky. Okay, blue sky thinking. The sky is the limit. Whatever you want, you can manifest. So something new is happening with your finances after something falls apart. Okay, in October. Let's look at the third week of October for you, vivacious Virgos. No, there's a card back here somewhere. Okay, let's go with that one. And closing my eyes now, what do I see for vivacious Virgos for third week? I've got a lot of gold. Actually, I did see some flashes of gold before, and now I'm seeing gold again. Gold fittings. It's like I've gone inside that castle and there's gold handles on the doors and gold sconces, and yeah, it's just, the gold is just beautiful everywhere. This is like some European castle. Perhaps you've got some European blood, from a European country back there in your ancestry somewhere. Okay, so it's all very grand and luxurious. Of course, if you don't have the money, you can't live like that, but this is how you'd like to live. Because something has just sort of collapsed, now you're free and the world is there. You can choose, pick and choose. Now there's all sorts of potentials that could come your way. Well, this is interesting because this is the devil card. You don't want to sell your soul cheap for something. That really is prostitution. So what I think of this is you could be selling yourself short in something. It can also indicate abuse, addiction, a very heavy sort of plutonian type energy. If you're a Scorpio particularly, this might apply to you as well. If you're a Scorpio, of course you're not, you're a Virgo, but if you, depending on where Scorpio is in your chart, you might have a Scorpio moon or a Scorpio ascendant. This might apply to you. I also feel that some of you are giving up bad habits like addictions, or maybe it might be junk food, something like that. The focus, because I'm getting so much green coming through now, the focus is on your health and well-being, on your physical body. And so it's almost like something comes up to do with your physical body here that sort of gets you thinking and say, well, enough is enough. I've got to cut down. I've got to lose weight. Give up the bad things. Give up the sugar. Give up the bread. The pasta. All of the nice things that we like to eat. And focus on that. But often this card will come up to make you aware of a situation. And when you become aware, that's the first step, so that you can actually heal the situation in yourself. Looking at the fourth week of the month for you, vivacious Virgos, for October 2020. This is not a bad card. I don't want you to freak out and say, oh, I got this and then I got that. This is a helpful card. This is going to help you no end, because it's not going to tell you lies in the sense of saying everything's all right. Now you become aware that it's not all right, and that you've got to deal with it. So it actually helps you in a big way, because before it's like you might have had your eyes closed or you were blinded in some way and you didn't see the full truth. Now you're seeing it and it's not very nice, but that's the first step, because then you can do something about it. All right, fourth card. Oh God, it's slippery cards. Okay, fourth card, closing my eyes now. Yep. there's a door here closing to the past. It's an old door and it's behind me, and so that means it's in the recent past. Something has ended, and now you've got to put the thing to bed. It's like it's dead, but it's not buried. So you've got to take the body outside and bury the body. That's sort of the where you're at the moment. Now I'm seeing a great big huge waterfall come down of chi energy to make you feel more alive, to give you more energy, more vitality. And the earth, it's like an earthquake is going on in your body. And this chi is just breaking through. You know, it's like there's been years and years where the muscles have been, all the cells have just been shut down and closed off, like the muscles have been tight and contracted, and now they're opening up. So there's like an earthquake going on in your body, if that makes sense. I'll also say too, do be aware, try and find out if there's any earthquakes in your local area where you live, because that is like a double confirmation if you're having minor tremors. I believe there were some tremors in Melbourne last week as well. Melbourne, Australia, that is. The card is the Hierophant. You're going to be doing a lot of research into this. And see these 3 books here? So knowledge. Finding out knowledge about something to do with your physical body. And so you might look at nutrition, you might look at massage, some way, exercise, some way to get that blood pumping around your body so you can open up all these areas in your physical body that have been cut off. You haven't had the control. It's like, you know how you know? If you run your hand over your body and you find the cold spots, if you can find cold spots in your body, you know that those cells are shut down and they're not working properly. And particularly if you're a woman, lower back, you know, your bottom, thighs, all that type of area there. And you're going to really look into it and find out what you can do to shift that cellulite, shift that fat, and get those cells working properly again. Action to be taken, because she's wearing red. But this is key for your life. This is very, very important what you're doing here. All right, now we're looking at the last few days of the month for you, vivacious Virgos, healthy Virgos. Please write in the comments what's happening with your health. I mean, if you want to share, obviously it's a bit, you don't need to get really, really personal, but you can just say something general like, yeah, I've been through a bad time or something. Just let me know, because I feel that very strongly. Okay, last card for the last couple of days of the month for vivacious Virgos. What do I see? Somebody's handing me a ring. It's got a black pearl. Okay, now pearls are usually about your words, the pearls of wisdom that come out of your mouth, but you could be saying things that are very wise, extraordinarily wise, but it's like you're naive. You don't even realize what you're saying, because what you're saying is so important, but it just comes out of your mouth, and then, you know, somebody might come back later and say, thanks for that, you really helped me saying such and such, and you'll go, really? Because to you, you didn't realize that when you speak, it's very, very important. Okay, so the card that comes out is the Two of Wands, and you'll see that she's dressed in blue here. That is all about expression, self-expression. Now, she's been limited in some way, particularly in her self-expression and her inspiration and motivation, because this is Wands. She's been limited, like she's been trapped in an area, but you'll see this stone wall has been scooped out. She can just step over that and be free of her restrictions. She's just got to take the action. See, she's wearing red here, so she can take the action, step out, and then she's free to express herself. So that's you, vivacious Virgo. She's burning sage. I want to say she's burning sage in the kitchen, if that means anything to you. Obviously, she's not in the kitchen here, but that comes to me. The earth up here in a balloon, sort of reminiscent of being in spirit, the interaction or interplay of the earth energies and the spiritual energies together. And so you're going to come out of your shell a little bit, vivacious Virgos, in October. This is a very significant month for you. You've got something falling down here with the tarot, tower card. I'm calling it the tarot card. The devil, the Hierophant. This is 3 major arcanas. Doesn't come up very often in a 5-card spread. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings around your finances, and 2 of Wands, balancing your inspiration and your motivation, stepping out of restrictions. So this is going to be a very, very helpful month for you, even if it doesn't feel good at the start of the month. So I'll just close my eyes now and see what I can see for you to sum up. Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lamps, and they're giving off light. Okay, so lamps are symbolic of you shining your light, but there's a lot of light here because there's 6 lamps, and everything is dark, and it's like you can be a light in the darkness. Okay, there's some steps. Now I'm looking, I can see I'm in a cave, and the lamps are alight, and they're showing me the steps going up and out to the right. So it might feel like you've been in a bit of a dungeon or a bit of a cave or a hole in the ground for some time, but you're stepping out of that now. You've got the ability in October to do new things. Is about a symbol. Fish are a symbol of the subconscious. So if you're going fishing, that's like picking up the messages from your subconscious. There's also some old ancient warriors statues. This is a bit like, I think it's the Chinese warriors. You know, there was hundreds and hundreds of those entombed, those statues, and that's sort of what I'm seeing here. I'm not sure how it relates to you, other than to let you know that is the past. Maybe in the past there was a certain way that you interacted with people that sometimes may have been a bit combative, and now there's no need to be like that anymore. You can let that drop and be your normal happy self, and you may not even be aware that you have a happy self deep down inside you, and that happiness is coming out. I see a triangle. You know, in the school bands they have the triangle, and you hit the triangle, you know, in a school band playing a song. I see one of those, but a triangle is also the symbol for a chakra, and so it could be sound vibration, could be healing. Maybe you can go on here and listen to different videos about sounds. Healing frequencies might help you open up your chakras. I see a lot of light, then with teal, and then darker teal around it. Teal seems to be a sort of colour that's come up in several readings in the last few days. So teal is a particular shade of bluey green, blue and green together. Probably a little bit darker than, a little bit more blue than aqua, sort of not aqua green, but a more blue. So teal, this is about your throat, more about your throat. And if you have a thyroid condition, there might be some change in that. So you may need to adjust your medication because your thyroid might change because the energies around you are changing generally. But it is a nice, it's like dark on the outsides and then it gets lighter and lighter. So if you had a thyroid problem, you might find that's actually improving. And perhaps you can take less medication. Okay, of course you need to speak to your doctor about that. I'm not a doctor. Don't say, the psychic told me to stop my meds. That's not what I'm telling you, okay? I'm saying talk to your doctor because there's going to be changes. Okay, money. I see money changing hands. I see notes, so that is actual money. Be careful if you're buying things because things might be more expensive. There's like a price hike or something, and you have to give out more money than you thought. I see some pink roses. If you're starting a new relationship or you've met someone recently, it could be going swimmingly, in fact, because this is a very pretty shade of pink, and it's like young love. Okay, so that suggests to me it's very early you know, that you've met someone just recently and it's sort of not like on a mature sort of committed level yet. Okay, anything else for vivacious Virgos? I'm in space. I'm just seeing DNA patterns of DNA. And you could change your DNA in some way in October, okay? Maybe for the better. That would be good. It's in your hands. Okay, so that's all, vivacious Virgos. Hope you found this helpful. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you're new and hit that notification bell right now. Most importantly, have a very wonderful month, and I shall see you all again really soon. Okay, thanks for that, and bye for now.